Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Let's Talk podcast. My name is Kimisha Whitaker Moore, and today I have a group of men that we're going to be asking questions to and interviewing, honestly, just about some things that I want to know coming from black and brown skinned men. Some questions maybe ladies want to know, who knows, single, married, whatever, society, all the things. But today I have joining me my oldest son, Chris. Hey, what's up?
What's going on, y'all?
Also, we have some of Chris's friends and co-workers. We have here Ivan,
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
and we also have Chris's other friend, J Mo.
What it do?
And we're gonna get right into the episode. All right, so guys, I do have a couple of questions. So I know right now, here lately, we've all been going through a lot of things. We've talked about, like on my other podcast, we talked about relationships, we talked about society, we talked about a lot of things. I know that as a single mom, Chris growing up in a predominantly just basically raised by his mother. You two, or did y'all have both parents in the home when you guys were raised?
I grew up mainly with my stepdad, but
Okay.
my mom was more the one to take care of me and lead me from like right or wrong or whatever. He really didn't have that much in my life. So, but I mean, I grew up with my stepdad too.
Okay, I got you. What about you, Gemma?
I had a stepdad, and then him and my mom divorced when I was about 14. So, um, had both parents, in a sense,
Mhm.
traditional wise, but toward that most impressionable part of someone's life, it's kind of just a single parent thing.
Gotcha. So, how is it, okay, with Chris not having the father in the home and you guys had like step parents or stepfathers in the home? How was that different, honestly, with a blended family? Because he is not your biological, but he is definitely married to your mom. How was that growing up? Is that like, was there like security? Did you learn lessons, anything like that? Or was it a little bit different?
I think it was. I think it was a little bit different because I just didn't. I felt like I wasn't supposed to listen to him because
Mhm.
I knew he wasn't my father, so
Right.
I feel like I wasn't supposed to listen to him or anything. So that's why I really just and he really didn't try to teach me right or wrong from it. So I was just like, oh well.
I got you. How old were you?
Probably like five, 6, growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first just started knowing him and who he was. He was a drunk too, so
Got you.
he really wasn't paying attention to us or nothing.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
That makes sense. What about you, Gemma?
Um, I can't say when he came into our lives. It was maybe about 3 or 4. So I mean, I'm still young, I
Mm.
guess, but I just know he's like kind of always been there, I guess you would say. But
Yeah.
um, I learned a lot. I mean, yes, you can say not about a lot of life things.
Yeah.
Like couldn't talk to him about sports or even girls or things like that. But like I could build a house. I mean, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it was cool. I always felt like a stepchild, if that makes sense.
It does make sense,
Like
but explain that to everybody else though.
so, I've dated a woman with a child before,
Huh?
and I always said this is my son.
Right,
Like this
right.
is I'm with him. I'm teaching him. I'm raising him
Mhm.
basically. So that's my son.
Mhm.
With my stepdad, it was always, hey, this is my stepson. Like this is my stepson. Like he purposely went out of his way to say, this is my stepson. Even like
Gotcha.
in those moments where like parent would feel proud, I guess you would say,
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, it's my boy, it's my stepson. That was kind of like,
Yeah.
like, dang, bro, like
Yeah.
everybody know that. Like I
Yeah.
tell everybody that. Like,
Right, right.
but you ain't gotta say it. It's kind of like, do you really want me? Like,
Yeah. I
that
totally get that.
that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. It really does because I know growing up, my grandmother taught us that there was no such things as step anything. You step on steps. And so whenever you went into that role of marrying a woman with a child, that became your kid, your son, your
Yeah.
daughter. And so when my mom married my father, we had an older brother. He was 7 when my mom and dad got married. That was my mom's son, but he was my dad's son as well. So because this is how we learned, this is what our parents told us. to do. And now, as far as like listening and being, a disciplinarian, that was definitely my father. Chris, what do you have to say? I mean, because they had stepfathers, you had me, but then later on in life, you have a stepdad as well. So from single parents to having a stepfather in the home, tell me about that.
I mean, I guess I could say it's better than probably J-Mo relationship with his, because mine treated me like I was his own son. I
Yeah.
never really got that. As my stepson, he always treated me like I was his own. So I always had a good relationship with him.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's never been no bad. Yeah, it's like my father too. So yeah.
Yeah, I got you. So with what about you, Ivan? So you told us about, your stepdad and honestly how alcohol played a
Mm-hmm.
big part in your life or in his life. So with that being said, do you see some traits from your stepfather that kind of leaked into maybe you or anything like that?
Just the drinking. Growing up, I did have especially after high school when I graduated, I did have a lot of drinking problems,
Uh-huh.
and then I feel like that was a lot to do with what I was around, grew up around, and everything. So, um, yeah, yeah.
I got you. Hey, what about you, Jamo? Do you think that having a stepdad and through the way that you went, I mean, through the things that you went through, feeling the way that you felt, do you feel like some of those traits that you saw from your stepfather that you picked up on, or did you really try to avoid all the negative things and all of that stuff?
I can honestly say that I didn't want to be anything like my stepdad. I
Gotcha.
mean, I have a son now, and I want to make sure that he knows. I want everybody to know I love you. Like,
Yeah.
you're my son. I want everybody to know that. I knew my real dad. My real dad actually passed away when I was 21. So I got a chance to have a relationship with him, and just to give him taken away. I want to make sure my son knows, like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
So, like, my stepdad, I remember he gave me a speech one time. I was asking him about football. I'm like in the 7th grade or so. So, like, I really want to know, like, the game. But truthfully, I only picked up football because he would make me get up early on Saturdays and go build a house, put up a roof or something. I'm like
Yeah.
7 years old. Like, dude, I want to watch TV. I want to eat cereal in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't want to be out here at the crack of dawn. Like,
Mhm.
I got a job.
Mhm.
Because you're not even giving me like $20 or whatever,
Right.
just here because I have to be. But
Right.
I want my son to know that, hey, I'm here for you. I love you. Your choice is your choice.
Mhm.
He's 2, but he's very independent. But he's still like, that's daddy's baby.
Yeah,
He
for
come up to
sure.
me as soon as he wake up, daddy, daddy, daddy. I'm like, bro. But I try my best not to like get frustrated. It's very hard as a parent,
Yeah.
but especially as a first time parent.
Mhm.
So kind of, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not like,
Yeah,
what
I
I
totally
had
understand that.
basically.
I totally get that. I think that sometimes as um people that grow up around people, it's funny because people say the longer you've been around a person, the more you look like the person, which I don't think so. But I feel like the longer you're around a person, sometimes you start to pick up their ways and sometimes you start to pick up their habits, regardless if you like that person or not, regardless if you feel like you're loved or not. Sometimes it is so easy to be around someone for so long to where you pick up those habits and you try hard not to because me, of course, I grew up with both my parents, right? But I see a lot of my mom in me, and my mom, she fusses a lot. And so I see a lot of that, and I try to avoid that. Or when I start doing that, I try to be like, "Ooh, girl, stop! You sound just like Marianne." And then there's some times where I see my father in me, right? And then I'm like, "Ooh, you sound just like Ronnie." So I totally get that, but I feel like they instill a lot of positivity and a lot of worth ethic. And honestly, sometimes we may not even look at that as like a positive because we remember the hard things, we remember the mean things, but do we remember some of the good things? Were there ever good times where you had, or was there ever like, hey, you learned a lesson or anything like that with your stepfathers?
I don't think I could. I don't think I ever had a good time just growing up.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, it was only a part of life. Now I love my stepdad. He's a changed man and everything.
Yeah, yeah,
He doesn't drink no more. He's been invested into going to church for like at least 10 plus years at least. So
yeah,
he doesn't change his way around. But growing up, it wasn't that good for
yeah,
me. And not only that, we didn't grow up like everybody else did with money or anything like that. So it was always a struggle for us. And I remember probably like 10 years old, my mom had me working, just trying to help.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it was
It
yeah,
was a little bit.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was a little
So how
bit.
many was it of y'all? How many brothers and sisters do you have that
When
grew
I
up
was
together?
when I was that young, probably I think I had my youngest brother. I'm the oldest out of seven.
Okay,
So
okay.
at that time, it was just me and like my little brother and my youngest sister.
Gotcha.
And then just growing up, the family just kept getting bigger and bigger,
Yeah.
and it just kept getting more harder and harder.
I totally get that. I think that sometimes a lot of the weight of responsibility and all the things fall on the oldest sibling. Because Kaylin is the oldest out
Yeah.
of my three. And I remember like having her watch her brothers and different things like that and washing dishes or whatever the case may be. So I feel like some of the older kids definitely get a lot of the weight on their shoulders and their backs. And we really don't, sometimes we don't understand how much weight we're putting on our children because we're in survival mode as single parents
Yeah.
or we're in survival mode as parents with like husbands and wives that really don't contribute. Because there's this lady that I know and she was having some issues at home. She lost her son and then honestly everything kind of went downhill. You know, her husband wasn't really a big part of her healing process because he turned to a bottle and he was trying to heal and different things like that. But it I think it made her a little bit stronger, but it also gave her a lot of resentment. So how do y'all feel? Do you feel like you have well, you said you do not. You love your stepfather. Your
Yeah.
stepfather still living, Gemma?
He is, but I have no relationship with him. Like, if I saw him in the store, I probably try to like avoid, like
Really?
completely go. Like if what if I need it, he was standing in front of, I would go find something else, just wait for him to leave.
Does he know the type of feelings you have for him?
I don't think he know, but I think everybody in my family know. My mom knows, my brothers knows, my baby brother, that's his dad, and I don't talk about his dad to him
Right.
because I have nothing nice to say.
Right.
You know, I tell him all the time. I mean, he asked me for advice one time, and I told him, I said, that's your dad, man.
Yeah.
Like just talk to him. That's what I said. That's like the nicest thing I've said about him. Now, granted, I don't go around just slandering his name or anything, but he's not a part of my life. He won't be a part of my son's life. I don't care for him. So,
Understand that.
but I will say this, and for it to make sense to the audience,
Mhm.
2 months after he got a divorce from my mom, he got married again. So, so like,
Yeah.
and I grew up with people like, I got a bunch of classmates. They used to come out. I remember in like 3rd grade, hey, your daddy, he got goals in his mouth and all this stuff. He got bald head. He was telling me everything about this guy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know him. And turns out that him and his mom were having an affair. So it's kind of like, wow, like you don't even
Yeah.
have the decency to try to hide this stuff.
Hide
you know?
anything.
And
Yeah.
it's like,
I don't think that we really realize the damage that we do with our children or with our stepchildren or with whatever when we do things like that. I think that sometimes in a family or when you're raising, sometimes we try to look up to we want to look up to a male figure. I feel like we want to do that. But sometimes you're not in a place where you can because what you're seeing, isn't right. And I had a stepdad too. And did my stepdad treat us nice? Yeah, he treated us very nice. He treated us well. My children were like his grandchildren, without a doubt. But, between him and my mom, it was a mess. You know what I'm saying? He left her. He took all of the money out of the bank, left her broke, left her with nothing. And then later on, got with another lady within the same time frame.
Yeah.
So that type of person, you already know what's going on with that. So, what do you do with that? Do you hold animosity in your heart because this is how you left a person and you guys been together for years? Or do you just like let it go and it's like, hey, we're done, thank you. Our season in our life, we came together and then the season passed and then we were done. And so now you got your world and I have mine and I'm okay with that. And I feel like that's exactly where I am with him.
yeah,
this moment.
it's one of those forgive and forget things.
Yeah, for
you can
sure.
forgive. Like I forgave him. But like I don't want to hold a grudge. I
Yeah.
will hold a grudge.
Right.
I'm still mad at one of my aunties. She took strawberry cake from me.
Oh my
forgot
gosh.
about that. You understand? So I can hold a grudge. I can definitely hold a grudge.
You mad about strawberry cake?
Man. I remember I was ready to eat. So thank you. I still, I seen her not too recently. I spoke to her, but
yeah, you still mad about that strawberry cake?
my
I tell you,
cake.
give him his cake.
She
Give
probably-
him his
She probably won't
cake.
remember it.
Jesus.
But
Lord have mercy.
definitely forgave him just so
Yeah.
I can move on. But I don't forget it. I'm definitely not gonna forget it.
Totally
And
understand.
being the oldest son in the house, it was kind of like you gone, so now it's me. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
And I had my grandpa, I had uncles and stuff, but as I got older, they passed away. So
Yeah.
like I'm sort of the patriarch of my family.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more stress now than what it was back then.
I'm sure. I'm
So.
sure. I think I've honestly I put my son in a situation of thinking that he has to take care of me. This one right here that's looking up at the sky. I don't know why. But I feel as if I don't know what it is or what it was, but somewhere in his mind at a young age, it clicked that we needed money to be happy, right? And so I feel as though, even though I wasn't a rich mom, I was a single mom, but we still had family support. But I feel like I gave them all the things that they needed, more things. I mean, most of the things that they wanted. Because honestly, like I joked before, our Christmas wasn't in December. Our Christmas was January, February, income tax season, right? And this is when they got everything that they wanted. But somewhere between him being a little kid and a teenager, his mind flipped from being a kid and living my kid life to I have to take care of my mom and my sister and my brother. And I feel like I put a lot of weight on his shoulder, not even realizing this is how he was feeling until we had a conversation one day. And I'm just like, why, what's going on with that? Money isn't everything. And he was like, we need money. We have to do this. We need this to survive. And I'm like, I understand that. I do. But then I feel like I kind of robbed him of some of his, not adulthood or kids or his childhood, but I feel like went into that mode of trying to protect and do all the things that we needed a man in the house to do. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right, for sure.
So why do you feel like this is the same way, or is your mind just like, this is what it is and this is what I gotta do?
I mean, I feel like that the only reason that started because I remember being young, I always wanted the backyard.
Yeah.
I always wanted a dog. Every time, only time I could have that freedom was when you were at work and I was in decab, in the country. I love to be
At
in the
your
country.
grandma's house.
Yeah. So
Yes.
you were always at work. So when I was in Texarkana, you were always trying to make a way for us. So we really couldn't have no fun. Caitlin used to watch us at the house. It was hard on you. So we had to, it was just, I didn't like the life, but as I grow up and got older, I realized you did everything you could. It's only so much you can do. So I just really, I just wanted like a backyard. I wanted a dog. I wanted a four-wheeler. I wanted to be in the country as a boy. We lived in the city. The only time I was happy is when I on the weekend at grandma's house in the country in DeKalb.
Yeah.
I hated the city. I hated being in school.
Mm-hmm.
So but I just feel like that I needed money to do what I want to do and make sure y'all got what y'all wanted to get, because I just remember you always told me no, not to be mean, you couldn't do it.
Right.
I was like, Mom, can I get a dog? Like, no, son, we live in an apartment. You ain't got no room for no dog. Can I get a foalie? You have no room for a foalie. You have nowhere to ride it. It was just,
We didn't.
you always wanted to do stuff. Well, it just, you couldn't do everything by yourself.
Yeah.
You tried, you did a lot. You did a lot for us to where like, we got everything we needed.
Mm.
But we got what we wanted to, but you always made sure we got what we needed. And as you grow up and realize that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You get what you need. It's not always about what you want, but as long as you got what you need, you gotta be grateful and move on. But yeah, that's the reason though. But it's like, life is better now. I make money. I do what I want to do now. My family's good. So, I mean, you did everything you could though. I could never,
I got something on that because back when I remember me being the oldest and out of 7 siblings, I remember I was a senior. My whole high school, I grew up watching these kids get these brand new shoes, like 2 or 3 pair of new shoes to school and whatever.
Yeah.
We couldn't afford none but one the whole school year, and that was it.
Yeah.
I remember my senior year, I told Mom, I was like, I want to be like them. Not me knowing that she barely had enough to get by. I told her, I said, Mom, I really want some like nice shoes. I want to have a good senior year. That whole year she spent everything, her last bit of dollar, like everything she could just to make me happy and give me whatever whatever I wanted, while my other siblings got like Walmart stuff
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I think I'm the same way that he is with you. You know, now I take care of my mom.
Yeah.
I will do everything, whatever. Like she asks me for anything, I'll give it to her. You know, I do whatever I can now to help her, and my siblings, my brothers, like everything,
Yeah.
so they don't have to worry or go through what I went through when I was growing up.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's real good. I like that. I do. But you don't. Yeah, you have a half brother.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're the oldest.
The oldest boy on my mom's side. Yeah. I'm the baby on my daddy's side. But
Gotcha.
on my mom's side, after that divorce happened, it kind of, well, first, I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna sound messed up, but I enjoyed it at first.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a bunch of freedom that come with it. My stepdad was very strict.
Right.
Like, if I had friends over, couldn't sit in the house. We had to sit outside.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine Thanksgiving, Christmas break when your friends all outside. It's cold, but you got to sit outside because they can't come in.
Yeah.
So after the divorce, I was able to bring them in. I was able to sit in the room, play the game with my friends. It was fun. I had a great time. But eventually, toward the time that I was like 17, getting ready to finish high school, after football season, I realized like, hey, I ain't got no calls for no colleges. My NFL dreams are gone. You know, I started working. I remember I had a track meet one Friday, but I had an interview that Friday too. I didn't go to the track meet. I went to the interview. I started working. By that time, I told my mom, hey, you got to pay for my haircuts. You ain't got to buy me clothes no more. Take care of my brothers, you know.
Yeah.
Take all the extra resources and take care of them. Make them I want them to have a better school experience than I did. Man, I think it worked for the most part. My baby brother, that boy spoiled. You can't tell him that. He'd be mad. If he see me say that, he'd be mad. But
For real?
for real, that's my boy though, you know. But it's just something that clicks, I guess, in a young man, I guess they would say. A lot of people say that women mature faster than men. That's correct to a degree, but men's mentality, they switch. So if you have those guys who, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, they probably tell you that they want money or they'll ask someone for money. But then you have those guys that do mature just like that. I got to get it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it is. I got to get it. And when you meet somebody like that versus somebody who hasn't had it like that, you're going to see the difference in how they speak, how they walk. It's just different.
Yeah.
Different kind of.
I was never a begging type.
You
of
feel
dude.
me? Like, I hated
I
that.
never had to ask nobody. Never wanted to.
Yeah.
It's the embarrassment or shame that you felt, you know.
Yeah, pride.
Yeah, that pride.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go and get it.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure. That's Chris and Cam too, for sure. But I think that I know that when I see him and when I see him going through things, because sometimes as a mom, you can definitely see your kid like their mind is going 100 miles per hour, and then they're out of their normal. It's like they're asleep during the night, but when I know he's up and he's just walking around, he's talking, whatever, he got something going on in his brain. And he doesn't like to talk about stuff a lot. But I know he's trying to figure something out, work it out, or he's stressed out. What do y'all do? How do y'all handle stress?
I get quiet.
Do you? You don't talk about it?
It's crazy. Like,
I think a lot of men do.
Like, growing up, my mom would like ask me, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Like, you know, what's going on? And she'd be like, "You ain't eating, baby." I was like, "Huh?" She's like, "I cooked. You ain't ate nothing yet." I said, "Well, I didn't know you was done cooking." She said, "I came and told you."
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there like zoned out.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do? I gotta get this. I want that. You know. And it's balancing the needs and the wants. That's really the struggle. It's not the money. It's the needs and the wants.
Yeah, yeah.
I work hard. Why can't I have what I want?
True.
I need that. I can handle that. It's really what it is. So.
I got you. So do you think it's a time and season for every single thing? And even though you want what you want right now and it's not happening, maybe it's just not your season yet? Or do you feel like you just a failure and we got problems and I'm going to have to get it, even though I know that I know, but yet and still it's like, well, I can't get this done because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to, or I don't have the money that I need.
That when I do stuff, when I can't do stuff that I want to, it's not because I can't do it, because I messed up. You know, like, let me explain it. Like, like I told you earlier, I should have a house built right now. Ain't nobody fault but mine. So sometimes when I get stressed out, I be thinking like, you know, like, ain't nobody fault but yours. You the one, you had all this money, you did all this with this and that. You know, if you're not saving or managing your money, you can't complain about when it leaves, and you're not, and it's, when you have nothing, we make a lot of money. So But like sometimes I tell J-Mo and Ivan this all the time. You know, sometimes when we get stressed, it's nobody's fault but ours. We
Yeah.
could sometimes put our money back,
Yeah.
save it instead of go spend it on something stupid.
Yeah.
But I always tell them sometimes when I get stressed, that don't be nobody's fault but mine. Sometimes, so I'm like, you know, you could start saving more, start doing this, stop doing that. So when I look at stuff like that, it don't be nobody's fault but mine. So when I get stressed out, it's nobody to blame but me because at the end of the day, I'm my own competition. I'm my only problem.
Right.
I'm not in competition with anybody, but if I want to do something, I can do it. Just sometimes self-control and discipline is something we need sometimes.
Yeah.
And when you have that, you can do a lot in your life. Like we make good money, you know.
Yeah.
It's we not hurting for nothing. But it would be nice if I had better self-control and discipline with my money. Yeah, I could do a lot more. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I should, you know, I'm not wanting for anything, but like I said, I should have a house built right now.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I don't have one built because it's my fault of what I've did with my money, having fun all the time, you know, spending a lot of money. But when I get stressed out, it's nobody's fault but mine. Though that's all I can say on that.
So what do you need to do to fix that?
Self-control and discipline, you know, and be more focused and consistency. If that's how you say it. But
Consistent. Yeah.
That's my only problem though. That's what I need to, you know, get more attached to. Try to be a better person and try to be better with self-control and have better discipline, you know.
Gotcha.
That takes me a long way in life, but I got to get there to get it, you know.
I understand that. But I do have a question for y'all though. With that being said and all the things that you've been through, and then, you know, as far as like discipline and being better managers of money and different things like that, where does God play into this thing? Where does he fit in your world? If at all?
So growing up in the church, my stepfather really like made us go to church, and it wasn't never a bad experience just being made to go to church, I guess you would say, but you learn a lot. Two people in the Bible that I really pay attention to. One is David.
Mm-hmm.
He was really God's favorite in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Like he made God a big part of his life.
Right.
He had multitude of wives, riches, king, but he made sure he incorporated God in everything. He always talked to God. Like that right there was just like important. Like look at what God did for David, right?
Right.
He made God a part of his life. Like, and then you have I want to say it was Solomon. God asked him, he said, "Hey, you are the king. I want you to, anything you ask for, I'll give it to you." And he thought he was going to ask for riches. He thought he was going to ask for power. He sat there and asked that man for wisdom.
Amen.
He said, "I want wisdom."
Amen.
And God told him, he said, "You know what? You asked for wisdom. So I'm going to give you the other thing in addition because you have the wisdom to be able to handle them."
True.
So,
Baby, you just said a whole word right then. Okay, I feel that in my sha-na-na. Listen, we're going to bring in another special guest. Mr. Eddie, come on in. Come on in. And you can sit right here in the middle of Chris and Ivan. Hello, nice to meet you. Come on in. Yeah, you do talk loud, so he could carry. Well, he can sit right there. There you go. All right. So the question is, with all the things going on, because you already know them and you guys work together and all that good stuff. So where does God fit in with all of this, with all of y'all? So J-Mo has already told me where he fits in with him. What about y'all?
My part, I really regret I don't go to church, but I'm such a God. Like he protects me, I know it. You know, he's our Lord and Savior. But it's not that I don't want to go to church. It's just hard to find a church where like you can fit in, or you feel like you fit in, or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
Growing up, but we did go. We did go to church a lot. My mom made us, and I play the drums in church or whatever.
What? Look
Yeah,
at you, drummer. Okay.
I played the drums growing up, and then just all of a sudden, just when I just thought I felt I didn't have to go anymore, I just stopped going.
Yeah.
But the thing, my mom, she's been going to church all her life almost. And she prays over all her kids a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Like every night almost. And like, say it's been a long time, like 5-6 years ago, I had a wreck, like a really, really bad wreck. I had an 18-wheeler head on. I should have died. But with my mom's prayers and everything that she does for us, you know,
prayers of the righteous.
I feel like the Lord lifted me up like two days later and left that hospital the next day with nothing but just a minor brain bleed or whatever. And till this day, she just prays for me, and everything just goes good. I
Yeah.
don't have nothing to complain about. She talks to me about God all the time, how I need to go to church because time's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And give God
time's
some of your
coming.
time.
You need to show him that picture
Yeah.
that car. You need to.
Yeah, if I show you that picture, you probably wouldn't.
Yeah,
Shoot.
you're gonna have to send it to me so we can
Shoot.
insert it so everybody else can see it.
Yeah.
You can move that flower back just a little bit if you need to. I totally understand that. Honestly, like I said, the prayers of the righteous availeth much. We pray for our children, and we have to. I'm gonna tell y'all a story, but I'm gonna get Chris's answer and Eddie's answer as well. So where does God fit? Go ahead, Eddie. Where does God fit with you?
Well, it's pretty much the same myself, and I know I could be going to
With that mic
to-
over there. Yeah, there you
to a church, and I grew up with my mom, my dad. They believe a lot on those, and they pray a lot,
Yeah.
for me. I remember one day I had a wreck too, and it was when I remember about God, and I was talking to him. I was like, I was real bad in that day, that situation. So I just remember talking to him,
Yeah.
and even in my dream, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got you. Makes sense. So God speaks to you in your dreams?
Yeah.
There's another one that's sitting on this panel that God speaks to in dreams too, but they never say anything about it. Where does God fit with you?
God, I know. God just be talking to me, just like you talking to me now. And
Yeah.
he always, look out for me, and sometimes I still go the wrong way.
Yeah.
And he talks to me, and I guess what you say, I'm running, whatever. I haven't turned myself into God yet, and that's all it is. I'm just running. Hopefully, it is up to me, but I hopefully I really can go ahead and turn my life into God. I want to so bad, I need to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know.
I understand
A
that.
lot of us need to.
Yeah,
honestly,
Yeah.
sure.
but
I totally understand that. I remember this is a dream that I had a long time ago. So a long time ago, it was me and my daughter Kaylin. Y'all probably don't know Kaylin. Me and my daughter Kaylin, we were at one end of the street, and then Chris and his baby brother Cameron were at the other end of the street. And behind them was this huge dark figure. And if you can imagine, like the Grim Reaper that we see on TV, right? This figure was behind both of my boys. And so he was way back in the distance. But the boys were riding bikes and they were coming to me. And so as they were coming to me, I took my eyes off of them just shortly. And when I look back, at first they were riding their bicycles and coming toward me. And then I kind of lost sight or took my eyes off them for just a split second. And when I looked back at them again, they had slowed down and this dark figure was catching up to them. And I said, "Hey, let's go." And when I said that, they put it in gear and they kept coming. And they were coming toward me with these bikes and kind of left the dark figure in the back. And this was a dream, but in my dream, God clearly spoke to me and he said, "You think that you fight with adults and people and spirits and different things like that as an adult. Your children fight hard too because the devil is working on them harder than they're working on you because they're trying to make them go astray and do different things that they know that they shouldn't do. But yet and still, every day that I should pray over my children. Every night I should pray over my children. I should anoint their heads with oil and all the things over my children every single day. This is when my boys were small. This man, how old are you? 27. And I still do the same thing. I anoint my house every night. I anoint my children. And if they don't live there, then I put or stand in the gap for them because God showed me that a long time ago, that the devil fights our children so hard. And we think that we have it hard as an adult. Our kids are fighting battles that we know nothing about because they don't talk to us. And so sometimes it could be that stepdad that we don't even talk to our mom about, or it could be that stepmom that we don't say anything to our dad about. It could be the battle of, anything, alcoholism, child abuse, whatever the case may be. But the devil's definitely fighting us very hard and our children just as hard. So, you have a little man. Any one of y'all have children?
I do.
You do?
Yeah,
So
I got 3 kids.
You have 3? So your mom prayed for you. You pray over your children as well? If you don't, you're gonna start though,
I
right?
don't. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I don't. I do wish them the best every day they go
Yeah,
to
yeah.
school, or just thanking God for waking them up. But
Mhm.
I do need to I do need to get more involved and all that. Just praying a lot for more for them and everything.
Yeah,
But they're in good hands.
Yeah.
Because, they're not gonna grow up like I did or anything like that. And then I thank God because God works in mysterious ways. And
Yeah.
every time we have a little struggle, it's like next moment, everything's just back and good. We're not worried about nothing or anything like that. And I ain't never had a situation to where I need to pray over my kids or worry about them. Nothing like
that's good.
Every-
That's
every time I don't know if y'all do this, but every time my kid gets sick,
yeah,
he's not feeling well, oh man, I hate that. And I'll
Yeah.
be, I'll be talking to him, God, I'll be like, hey, just let me get what he have,
yeah,
I want to feel like,
yeah.
what
take
he
it
feel,
away from my baby and give
take
it
it
to
away
me.
and give
yeah,
it to me,
yeah,
like just I want my baby to be good,
yeah.
Man, I tell we was at the park one day. I told my wife, I said, I never had kids if I knew this how I feel. She said, what you mean? I feel like a, you know what I'm saying? She's like, what you mean? I said, man, he get to crying. I just be wanting to cry too.
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
totally get it. But
my
that's the love
baby.
you have for your children, and that's how it's supposed to be. So when you don't have that love, honestly, some people never make it. And if we are really being honest, society tells us that all of us sitting here, black and brown, we should have never made it and that we're not going to make it. But we are living proof that we are. So society can say whatever they want to say about us. They can say, do whatever they want to do. But I truly believe that God has the last say so. And I do believe that I have a panel of young, smart men here that are definitely moving forward. Honestly, some are married and with children, some are not. But I feel as if it doesn't matter what society says about us as black men, as brown men, Hispanic men, African American men. It doesn't matter. We are definitely stronger together, and we can definitely prove that we are not a statistic at all. Y'all have anything else to say? Anything you want to share? Eddie, you were kind of late to the party. Is there
Yeah, I
anything
was.
you want to
I
say?
apologize for that. I
That's
apologize
okay.
for that.
You're good. Is there anything you would like to say on today?
I mean, I do want to say, yeah, know me, and I'll be smiling, smiling every
Yeah.
every
Man.
day, every time, everything.
He's
But,
smiling, Eddie.
But
Yeah.
Is he worse than Cam, Chris?
yeah.
Man, what?
But I do want to say to get that point, it was rough.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
'cause,
yeah.
when I started, I remember when I was young, I was mad, hating life. I didn't care about it, and back then I couldn't finish school because
Yeah.
my parents couldn't afford to pay for it. I was mad at myself. I fell in depression. I was
Yeah.
crying a lot. I was just sad every day. So one day I was like, you know what? I can't live like this.
Yeah.
I gotta get up and go outside, find something to do.
Yeah.
And thankfully, right now I can find a reason to smile every day. Every
Good.
minute, right? So, but like I want to say to everyone, like, you're gonna have tough times.
Yeah.
But it's always a way how you take it, how you manage that.
True.
You gotta get up. Hey, you know what? Just waking up is a blessing.
Yes.
Man.
You gotta be thankful for that.
True.
And a lot of people forget about it.
That's true.
So
That's a good word. I like that. That is definitely a good word. Every day that you get up is definitely a blessing. And I think you're right. We take advantage of that and we really don't think about it because we feel like we set our alarm clocks and this is what we're supposed to do. And we're supposed to be at work at 4 o'clock or 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever that's supposed to look like. But we take for granted that it's definitely God blowing breath into our bodies for us in order to get up. So smiling Eddie, I understand why you smile, sir. I don't blame you because honestly, there's a lot of people that didn't wake up this morning and we're
Yes.
here together talking about different things that matter to us. I know on my podcast, we always lead with the positive, right? You missed the meat and potatoes of a thing, but honestly, one day we're gonna have to do this again. Bring you guys back on with a different set of questions. But we always lead with the positive. And let's lead with the positive. Anybody out there that has stepdads that are not feeling loved, that don't feel as if they belong to a family, or anybody out there that's struggling with finances and wanting to go to school and can, or anybody out there feeling like, hey, I'm a kid, I'm a teenager, or, I feel as if I have to take care of my mom because we are doing this and we're doing that and she's a single parent. I want you guys just to think about what you want to tell someone that's watching this podcast on today, because honestly, you're men, right? And a lot of people, there's a lot of kids out here, a lot of young men that need some encouragement, a lot of young men that really don't talk about it, a lot of young men that go through depression and that are sad out here in these streets and they really don't know what to do or where to turn. Give somebody some good advice or some advice that you would want someone to have given you when you were a teenager. And we can start right here and then work our way around.
I guess all I gotta say would be what everybody will tell you: surround yourself with good friends,
Yeah.
because friends are an extension of family. Honestly, if you're good friends with somebody, their family is now your family, and they give you a different kind of support than your own family, if it makes sense. So
Yeah.
find what you need in your life, whether it be patience, whether it be fun, or whether it be that discipline that Chris was talking about. Because one thing he does, he preaches. We
Yeah.
need to stack. We need to stack.
Yeah.
So
That's what he
like
does.
that's his
All the
thing,
time.
So like
For sure.
having that kind of friend around you in that circle with you, that's always nice. Like set boundaries. There's things I don't ask them. There's things they don't ask me, but we all confide in each other. So set boundaries. Lower your expectations of yourself. Not take them away, but don't look at the long term and think if you need it now. Think of what you need to do to get there,
Right.
because it's gonna be there,
Right.
whether you get to it or not. But everything you need to get there is what's more important.
True.
So.
Absolutely. I totally agree. All right. Go ahead, Smiling Eddie. What you got?
Hey, I do want to say, my whole life I've been lucky enough to be surrounded by good friends,
Yeah.
right? Good friends I can open up, I can talk my problem with, and they will help me out, I do want to say of like 10 years back then, I would tell myself, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Just live the moment. You're gonna earn this like experience. Things are gonna get better.
Yeah.
I would look into the future.
Yeah.
So.
Good advice. Good. What about you, Chris?
Only thing I would say was, if you're having a hard time, don't give up. Have faith and just keep praying. Keep praying, and then something's gonna change for you. Hard times don't last, so just have faith in God and just keep praying.
Right. Okay. Good job. What about you, sir?
Surround yourself around good friends. Believe in yourself. Believe in God, and don't depend on nobody. Always go and get it yourself.
There you go.
Amen.
Totally get it.
Always.
The one.
Totally get it. Anybody else?
Patience is a virtue.
Yeah.
When I was in the Marine Corps, I told a lot of guys, a lot of people that I was around, they was like, Moore, you know what? You always got a good outlook. I appreciate that. I was having a bad day.
Yeah.
And it's just, even at work now, if I'm upset, they be like, man, what's wrong? Something must be real messed up. J-Mo mad in the mud.
Yeah.
Dang, man, it's hard to see me mad. If I'm mad at something real, I'm real mad.
Some off. Yeah,
something
I
ain't
totally
right.
get it. I totally agree with them. And my positive on today, honestly, guys, is this. Statistically, we're not supposed to be sitting here, but we are. Also know that what everyone says, I'm going to piggyback off that. Find yourself surrounded by really good friends, really good people who's up for you, people who wants to see you win. And not just because, they want something from you, but people who genuinely want to see you win. Have faith in yourself, have faith in God, always put God first. And honestly, if God can bring you to it, he can definitely bring you through it. All right. Anybody else have anything they would like to say?
Yeah, I do want to say, don't let nothing stop you.
Yeah.
Like me, the language barrier.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid.
Right.
Just go for it. Do it.
You right.
I mean,
Just do it.
Just do it.
Good. You definitely got to come back on here smiling for sure. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on an episode of the Let's Talk podcast. And if you enjoy this episode, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe it out, and tell everyone you know about the Let's Talk podcast. We're definitely trying to grow our family on the side of the hill. Thank you so much. Peace.